Let's give them something to talk about. I see the energy running out. I got a planet to run around. Okay. You ain't do nothing but run your...
That was a bit abrupt.
That was bad. See, this is what I say. I need to figure out a way we can have a little intro.
Somebody else run it,
and then the music just fades out on its own.
Oh, so a whole thing like you just play.
Yeah, because that's just an ongoing running song, right?
Yeah.
It's
licensed. I paid for it, licensed it.
Yeah, so we just need to clip it into a video so we can just add that onto the entry.
Yeah, that would be good. Hey everybody, no guests this week, so you're gonna have to endure Jamie Lee and I. And we weren't gonna podcast, and then we decided, it's important that you keep the rhythm going, but because we always have stuff to talk about.
Consistency.
Yeah. The question is, does anybody want to hear what we have to talk about today?
That's a good question.
Today we're gonna talk about and I put this together quickly. We're late, but I put together a cool little informational banner. Where is it? There it is. Yes, we want to talk about the North America West semifinals that are happening this weekend that neither Jamie nor I are going to. We both want to be there, but there's so much going on here and family stuff and no Diablo people down there that admittedly that we're a little disgruntled, so we're not going.
Boycotting it.
Yeah, but there is going to be good coverage on it, which will start on Saturday. We're not doing Friday coverage.
Nobody wants to watch the run.
Well, that's the thing. People let's talk about that for a second, because people were all, and it was kind of pretend up in arms. I mean, everybody's upset. Oh, I can't believe it. CrossFit, and the comments are just hilarious from people. If CrossFit wants to make this sport big, why don't they, cover it, on the final day? Okay, first of all, so you're watching teams do warm workouts.
Yep.
And team workouts, first of all, are very difficult to follow, and these are regional teams.
Yep.
So these are affiliates that no one knows. People know, like if you ask me, Craig, name some affiliates. I'd probably get to worldwide. I bet
7, 6.
No, come on.
Well, who knows what team name is?
I've been around since 18. I've been around since 2018. I could probably name about 40 affiliates, right?
You can name the affiliates. Doesn't mean that's the team name.
Well, that's right. Well, team name, but it also doesn't mean they're in the semifinals.
That's true.
So of the semifinals teams, I could probably name like 5.
Yeah.
Like off the top of my head, and then maybe some from our region,
like the specific name. Like,
well, the regions have changed. The regions have expanded, and they're covering more territory. Like this, I think North America West goes all the way out to frickin' the Mississippi River, which includes Nebraska. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's and rightfully so. I'm not the one to make the decisions on that. But no one knows who these teams are, and people are pissed because they want to see their team. But then it's like their team at like one particular moment, you can't see them. The camera coverage is not great. You got all these athletes moving around. You're not sure what the workout is. You got your mother-in-law in the room, and she's like, "What are they doing now? How come she's not going?
Why can't I see my team? Why can't I see my son or whoever's out there?"
Oh yeah. So it's like there's and
the team names have gotten a little.
Well, and Castro on his weekend review made a great point. Like, hey, we've looked up in the stands during the team workouts.
It's very clear.
It's very
ain't nobody watching it.
No, and that's not to say it's not entertaining, because it is. We were highly entertained when Diablo was competing at semifinals or whatever we called them back then, regionals and sanctionals, all that, and the games. It was freaking awesome.
Yeah,
for us.
It was,
but not necessarily for anybody else in the stadium.
That's true,
because we were emotionally attached. Right, we had a relationship.
And we also had a heavy crowd that would come down, whether it be the regionals or the games, because it was close.
No, but for Diablo.
Yeah.
Right. So other gyms that aren't there aren't sending their people to go.
True.
So don't bitch and moan about not seeing stuff on Friday. First of all, then you got camera coverage. Now let's talk about the workout on Friday. The one individual workout that everyone's like, "Oh, I wish we could cover this." It's an 800-meter run done.
It's 2.5 miles of running.
Hang on a second, 5 times.
Yeah.
And so to kind of get the action on that, you either got to have drones or you got to have people out on the course.
Mm-hmm.
It's a pain in the ass, and then you have to have someone in a TV truck kind of going back and forth between scenes and making sure you're getting coverage right. And then on top of it, you got to keep track of all the rounds.
Well, that, and also when you look at how it was set up last week, was it in Paris? I think there, like, it looked like a High Rocks event, right? Like all the
No, that was
caution
the
gate? Where was that?
that was the Asia one.
Okay, but still, like, it's like
Yeah.
whereabouts in that maze, like who's in the lead? It's
Yeah.
kind of like, how do you follow that?
And you know what? And then of course all the meme guys and everybody else comes on to criticize these guys, and I actually thought it was pretty cool. Like,
Yeah,
they pulled it off in
Yeah.
the venue. You know, if you want to go rent your goddamn venue with a 800-meter track outside, you go
Mhm.
rent, or access to the whole grounds.
well, remember how it was?
We've done events. Remember,
Yeah.
for
Oh, yeah.
for Grid League, we've done events. To get access to the whole grounds is a lot of money.
That's true. That
You're
is a good
paying more
point.
money, and then
Yeah.
you have to have all of the barriers out there, security, then the whole 9 yards. And you have to have people manning the station so that
Yeah, so
so
they
that-
don't turn. They may make the right turn.
yes,
go the right
yes,
direction.
they make the right turn, right
Yeah.
direction, and that's people don't come onto the course.
Yep.
And the whole thing is just a major logistics nightmare.
I'm
And
curious
it's,
how they're
and
gonna,
it's expensive.
yeah.
And so the guys that handled it in Asia did a great job. Like,
Yeah.
they made a cool little venue, and I didn't see the comparison at times. I'm sure they were a little bit slower.
But from watching it on TV, how many people would actually stick on and watch that whole thing?
Well,
if,
yeah.
if it was
Oh, there you go.
broadcasted?
That's
my point.
that's
Like,
that's the best point.
yeah.
It's-
It's really the only point.
Yeah, it's a difficult workout to watch.
Yeah.
What's really good to watch is maybe the last round, and
Yeah.
if you know there's a race between a couple of people.
Exactly. Yeah.
When they come in the door and they got those 10 clean and jerks, and you're like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
You know, who's going to finish, and or the second to last round, who's going to go out first. But the rest of it's like, it's not that watchable.
Yeah.
So they made a great decision. They saved a ton of money, and Chase Ingram did a brilliant
He
job.
did a great job last week.
That guy's got to be like, he's got to be sleeping right now.
Oh,
he's
my gosh.
still got to be taking a nap from that thing.
I guess he like just landed too and went right into
Yeah,
it.
he went right into it.
That was a long day.
Dude, it talked and stayed up. Oh man, there's not enough caffeine.
That was entertaining to watch though.
I-
that was entertaining to not just watch, but listen to him just kind of
yeah.
come on, go off the whim of whatever he could have. in his
Dude,
mind.
I'd get some sort of methamphetamine, right? Some sort of ADD drug to keep me going. There's no way I could go as long as that guy went. And then called the coverage on, and I didn't
On the
see the final day,
individuals.
but I heard the last day coverage
Yeah.
because there was so much movement in the leaderboard,
Yeah.
and he nailed it apparently. And so, cats off to him,
Yeah.
man.
For sure.
So that was but anyway, so don't bitch and moan about the coverage on Friday. You don't know what the
Yeah.
hell you're talking about. It's expensive.
watch the leaderboard.
It's
That's all that
not
matters.
enough people just aren't going to watch it to make it viable at all.
Mhm.
They made the right decision. Spend your money on Saturday and Sunday.
I am glad that they're testing it at least an actual run versus on a treadmill because that's
Me
kinda
too.
cool. Yeah,
That is cool.
yeah, and especially with how each individual semifinals is going to be a different variation of the run, just because whatever that location provides to run in. I'm curious, are they going to do
here's
the
it.
Murph run that they did at Carson? You
Yeah.
think they're going to run through the belly of the beast and head out to the road?
Oh, that's right. How are they going to do it? They'll probably
don't know.
they'll probably go through the belly of the beast.
Or are they going to do the clean and jerks down on the field and run the mile up that hill that we used to run all the
Oh, I
time?
remember the one up and
Yeah.
around the stadium.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be interesting to know.
Yeah.
So in Carson, what Jamie's referring to at the I don't even know what it's called anymore, but it was the
StubHub, yeah.
And then it was Home Depot Center,
yeah.
or vice versa. When they did runs there's a couple ways they could do it. One year they did run them out of you got to go through the belly of the beast. When he says you got to go down below and then come out. It's kind of like the delivery platform for the venue. Go out and then go outside and around the venue, and that could easily be.
I mean, we used to run the worms through that.
Yeah. Oh,
That-
that's right.
Like the wood ones.
Yeah, the
with
wood
6
worm.
people like that. Like they could definitely manage running through that. I just don't know if.
Yeah. And
They're
then,
doing that.
again, when you're organizing an event like this,
Mhm.
you got to have all that extra staff, and you got to mark. Of course, you have to have all those barriers out there. Just
Yeah.
the whole thing is a big pain in the ass. But anyway, so they could do that, or, which I think would be really cool, is run them up the stairs,
Up the stairs.
and around,
Oh,
and then around the outside of the top.
Okay.
Remember, so you go where all the
Berm. Are you talking about the berm on the soccer field?
No. Yeah. So remember, if you go all the way up to the top, like where the spectators are, up around the top, you can do a complete lap all the way around that.
Oh, okay.
So you could put them up there and then run them back down.
what if they have them run through the belly of the beast out through? So, because like that corridor from the tennis stadium to the soccer field, that's a straight shot.
Yes.
I wonder if they did the clean and jerks in the stadium and then run through to get to the berm, because that was a 600-meter lap from the field. So maybe that would be it.
Yeah, maybe that would be.
That's gonna be a rough run.
If you went around the soccer field, what would that be?
Well, when we were doing like the earthworm workout,
That's probably 300 meters, isn't it?
No, it was a 600-meter run.
All the way around the whole.
Yeah,
turf.
we'd have to we'd have
okay.
to run all the way up to the field, and then you go up the stairs, around the berm, and then back down the stairs to the end of
that's
the
what they're gonna
field.
do.
That's 600 meters.
Oh, that's what they're gonna do.
I would hope so.
Yeah,
That would make it even, like, if you were there to watch it, that would be a fun,
what's
fun
good.
way to
So
watch.
here's how they can do that. So you put the clean and jerk at one end of the field.
Yeah.
And then you run out all the way across the field, then start the lap all the way around and come
Yeah.
back. Now you've got 800.
Yeah.
Because you're going 100 out all the way around, 100
Yeah.
back in.
That's my speculation as far
Yeah,
as how it's
I
going.
think that'd be good. And that way you could see everybody running.
Yeah.
All right. But anyway, don't sweat it if you can't see it. Go visit it if you want to. Go buy a ticket and go watch it in
Mhm.
person. The French Throwdown looked like it was epic.
Yeah.
Like the crowds and everything. It just
Yeah.
kind of reminded me of the semifinals of old, and that was really cool. And it was there's some fun stuff. There's some fun coverage on TV. Admittedly, though, the semifinals, especially the ones that are European, are difficult to watch because they're off hours.
Yeah. You always got to catch up on it.
Yeah, you
later
always
on.
got to catch up on it. I put it on the TV and leave it running. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Especially when you're on YouTube on the TV, it's like trying to scan ahead.
right.
You could be sitting there fast forwarding it forever.
Yeah.
It's not broken down into
No.
like events yet.
But you gotta have it broadcast on Friday. Yeah, okay. So all 10 people can watch it on Friday and try and catch up. Where are they? What are they doing? What's that team doing? Why are they doing that?
Yeah.
What team is that? CrossFit Tuscaloosa.
Why did they get no reps?
CrossFit Tuscaloosa? Yeah.
Well, that was the thing. Listen
and
to
then they have-
Chase talk.
funny. That was pretty funny. The
He
team
had me
names.
laughing. That was good.
It was
It's like,
really
I don't even like this team name anymore.
Has someone clipped it? Because that would be
really?
a great clip.
Yeah,
The-
it would
the
be.
team names were pretty funny.
Oh, there's a good compilation there of them just roasting it.
So we may as well stay on this subject. I was going
Yeah.
to get into Murph, but we'll stay on semifinals. So last week was Europe, and it was which let me see.
Europe and Asia, right?
Yeah, the team quarterfinal. What am I? Not quarterfinals. I want
Semis.
semifinals. Sorry, I'm flipping back through the leaderboard. Oh yeah, so Europe.
Yeah, we had the
And
Far
the
East.
surprise, the one surprise that is interesting, especially on the women's side, is there's no representation from Iceland this year.
Yeah.
I heard that statistic. That was it was kind of sad. Like it's a sad moment.
It's like an end of an era almost.
Right.
Maybe. I don't
And
know.
The other thing I heard was that none of the semifinalists, all of the semifinalists, or all of the people that qualified for the games this year have qualified through the current format, meaning quarterfinals, semifinals,
Yeah.
games versus the old formats, where we did sanctionals and other stuff.
Yeah.
So basically what we have is like from Europe is a new era of athletes,
Mhm.
right? And that's bound to happen. CrossFit's been doing this since 2009, and so or 2008 actually. When was the first games? 2007.
First games 2007. First Open. Well, they had
The first Open was 2010.
sectionals in
Yeah.
2010.
Yeah.
To make it to a regional event.
That's right. Yeah, first Open I think was 2011.
Yeah.
But we're in a new era, new athletes, and the people that are coming up are it's interesting. We're seeing some of the especially on the Icelandic side.
Yeah.
Annie Thorsdottir's family, she's second kid, and then Sarah Sigmund's daughter, injury,
Mhm.
this time autoimmune issue, and then the next one is Katrin Davis'
Katrin,
daughter, and then she's just going to heal up. I could see her coming back. It is nice to see some of these athletes coming back and doing age group.
Yeah.
It's super beneficial for the age group competition.
I can only imagine we're going to see more of that too, because as everybody gets older and you still want to compete, like that's the way you're going to be able to do it.
That's right. In the North America West, I'm excited to see Jamie Hygia compete.
Yeah.
That's pretty freaking cool.
That's really cool.
And she's, she genuinely has a chance to make it to the games.
Mhm.
Because they're taking the top they're taking the top 10 in North America West.
Then you got
there were some, the names, and then if I look at the names of the Europe semifinal, for example, some of the names, a lot of the names I don't even recognize. Lazar Dukic, I do.
Yeah.
Jelly Hosta, that's Yeli Hosta. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, don't ask me to be the spokesperson for the games.
You want to be an announcer?
But some of the others, like Bjorn Goodmanson is good. That's cool to see him there. OG,
BKG,
yeah. And the rest, the one that's a surprise is the Janikowski. Took 34th on that first workout,
which is pretty surprising.
Well, it is because Janikowski has won the endurance events in the past at the games.
I wonder if he was fighting some kind of injury.
Well, I was talking to Jackson about it, and Jackson had picked Yanni to win the games.
Yeah.
To go all the way to win the games. And he took 34th on this workout. But then he ended up 4th on the last workout. Like, he went for it at the end. He was, his last 3 workouts were 8th, 15th, 4th. So he got close. He ended up 13th overall, but you couldn't shake that. You couldn't take a big number like that.
Yeah. That's tough to come back
Although
from.
Callum Clements took a 32nd. He ended up 9th. He took a 32nd on the first workout. But it is bizarre that Janikowski took 34th on that. And it, Jackson proposed, and I haven't read anything yet, and then his comments yet on what happened. Jackson surmised that maybe he peaked too soon, like because he smashed quarterfinals.
Oh, yeah, but he's been in the game for so long. You think that you would have figured that timing out,
right? Well, you think you would have, right? But
I mean, yeah.
So
he missed it by
he won the quarterfinal. He was first place quarterfinals.
Missed it by 30 points.
And then goes to semifinals, first and quarterfinals, semifinals, but I don't know. It's
which one was event 3? Because that was his other 26th finish.
Yeah. What was event 3?
Yeah. What was event 3? That was the rope climb one, right?
Yeah. You're killing me. Don't ask technical questions. Let's not delve into deep details. All right. So, but this weekend. We have 2 semifinals.
Yep.
The Torium Pro, which is the Oceania region.
Yeah. It's always an exciting one.
Yeah. And what's great, like you'll be able to watch starting Saturday. You'll be able to, you probably like Friday night because of the time change.
The time change, yeah.
Yeah. And you'll be able to watch the Australians, that whole Oceania division going at it. And then jump right into the North America West as well, and that should be pretty cool.
Yeah,
but you'll have lots of TV coverage, and I'll be watching as much as I can this weekend to see what goes on there.
Yeah, having a little bit of FOMO.
Yeah,
just knowing that it's just like a 5-hour drive to go.
All right.
But we could swing it.
Yeah. Did you find workout 3, by the way? What was that, a workout?
No, not yet. I can pull it up. I think it was a rope climb workout.
3-2. No, it's front squats and muscle ups.
That
was 3, 6, 9, 12 front squats, muscle ups. $185 for the men. 3, 6, 9, 12, and then muscle ups. Yeah. So that that workout didn't help him either. So anyway, on the
I got the rope climb workout for event 3, 7 rounds.
Maybe I'm looking
the
at
bike, legless rope climb, box.
I'm sorry.
Legless. You're looking at quarters, huh?
I'm looking at the age groups. It default age groups.
It does default to age group.
So sorry.
So that was the rope climb event.
Yeah.
I wonder if that the volume caught up to him. I don't know.
Well,
Weird.
That's not a lot of. I mean, the volume. So
you're looking at 14 legless
7
rope
rounds.
climbs.
7 rounds for time. No. Yeah. 14.
Yeah.
Oof. Echo bike. I don't know. Again, that's another one he should have done well on.
Yeah.
He should have done. It's like he ate something bad the day before, or who knows.
I mean, when you look at the first 3 workouts, is it the first, second one?
By the way, Alethea Boone competing again. She's 40 years old. She qualified in Oceania. That's really cool.
Yeah. When you look at the first 3 workouts too, and I'm just kind of speculating on like what happened maybe with Yona, is you've got the 2.5 mile run, followed by 500 double unders, followed by 50 high, or not 50, 70 high box jumps. It's a lot on the ankles and calves. So I'm curious if maybe that could have a factor or an impact on his performance.
Yeah, it's
A lot of jumping.
You should go to his Instagram and see what he says. It's really. I haven't seen any interviews he's done. I haven't heard of him doing any interviews.
Yeah,
but that is the big surprise.
Yeah.
The final day workouts are those are the ones. I mean, if you can watch them, because there was a lot going on Sunday that happened with the semifinal that just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Big changes, everything.
Yeah.
Everybody moved around. Chase was trying to
there.
get. That's 30 calorie echo bike, 15 muscle ups, and then a dumbbell walk, 72 foot dumbbell walking lunge.
It kind of reminds me of that
100
sandbag
pound
carry
doubles
last
for
year.
the men, 70 for the women. That's brutal.
Yeah.
And then workout 4 squat snatches. Oh, that's 10 squat snatches.
That's
8,
the
6,
repeat.
4. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool too.
2016.
Yeah. So final day,
Regional
like if you
workout.
can watch the semifinals, watch the final day.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And then going back to, let's go back to North America West. I did want to talk about that for a second, which is this weekend down in Los Angeles, Carson. If we go to the North America West, and let me look at the, Raphael Sanction. He's so Raphael is Richard Russell CrossFit Monterey Bay, but he competed down in San Jose at the Standard Strength event.
He's done a few of the local comps.
Yeah, and he's a super nice guy, family
Yeah.
guy. He's 29. He's competed against Jackson. Went head to head with Jackson down there at Standard Strength. That was fun to watch.
He was close last. I want to say he was close last year.
Yeah, Justin Medeiros is going to be there. Obviously, he's the favorite to win on that one. I'm headed into it. Brent Fikowski's going to be there. There's some good names.
Dancer is going to be there as the
Sam Dancer.
old guy.
He wants to be the oldest guy to qualify for the CrossFit Games, so that's cool. There's another name in here. Sam Quant's going to be there.
Quant,
James Sprague, another Games
Pat
athlete.
Vellner.
Pat Vellner. So they're taking 10.
Colton Mertens.
Oh yeah, Colton Mertens.
He's looking good too.
Yeah, he is. No, this is going to be really cool. Colton's going to take a bigger number on the first workout.
Yeah,
800 meter run. Though he may surprise everybody with that. But here's a name I really like, because he started
his Smash event too, though.
This guy started his career at Diablo CrossFit, and is now competing at the CrossFit semifinals.
Oh, I think I know who you're talking about.
Alessandro Zanet, Luca. Luca Zanet, Luca was a coach with us back in the early days. He was a member and then a coach for us back in when we first got started, 2000.
That's cool.
2006 or something like that is when he joined us, and his son was 2006. I don't know. He was 10 years old, 11 years old then. 12 years old maybe.
Wait, Luca, the coach Luca from CrossFit La Miranda?
Yeah. He went.
It's his son.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I thought I was thinking somebody else.
No, that's Luca's son.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, he's on our picture in the
front room. Yeah,
in the front room
from the shed.
Yeah. So Luca was a member and then a coach here, and then he went and moved over. He moved over to Lafayette area, so he started coaching over there at La Miranda CrossFit. I think he was part owner over there for a while. And his son is damn good,
crushing it.
Yeah, he's crushing it. I think he ended up in the region. He was 20th in the region. So he comfortably qualified for semifinals. So looking forward to watching him.
Yeah,
him go. He literally grew up in CrossFit with his parents. So that's awesome to see.
Yeah.
So we'll be watching him, and then on the women's side, let's go to the women's side for North America West. A lot of familiar names, and one of the ones I'm watching, we talked about it, Jamie Hygia.
Jamie's excited to see her.
She took a couple years off of competing.
Yeah,
she's 39. she made she decided to get back into it. She's been an announcer for the CrossFit Games
Oh
for
yeah,
the last few years, and
she's been
and
involved
she's
for
very
a
good.
while.
She's a former collegiate basketball player, just an incredibly talented athlete. And she'd follow her on Instagram, by the way, because she has the best Instagram.
She's got some fun trick shots.
Yeah,
on her,
which
with
fun
her
trick. She
basketball.
just does, and she does all the stupid CrossFit tricks
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
They're hilarious. She takes stuff off the internet. She sees, she and her friends see
Yeah,
her, Val Voberl, and some of the other girls down there, Chelsea, I think, and it's just hilarious watching some of the stuff that they do. She's such a good sport, such a kind person too.
yeah.
And so she decided, you know, she was doing really well. So she goes, you know what, I'm going to try and make both. And she made the age group semifinals, and she qualified for the games for the as a master.
As a master, yeah.
Yeah. And then she qualified for semifinals. She actually did really well. I think she's like 10th.
Yeah.
She ended up 10th or something, or 10th. Yeah.
Let me double check. I got the leaderboard right here.
And then, and she's got a reasonable shot to make the top 10, especially with these workouts. I think these workouts play to her. She's a good runner. Clean and jerk at 135, I think she's got, is just nothing for her.
Oh, that's yeah.
She is strong as hell. The snatch workout, she
finished
smash.
32nd in the semi.
Oh, she
in the
did
quarterfinals.
In the
yeah.
quarterfinals, okay.
But these are some good workouts too.
These are great workouts for her.
She was right behind Sandra, I think, on the snatch event in regionals back in 2016.
Okay, yeah, she's strong as hell. And then Danny Spiegel's going to be there, which is great. I'd love to see her make a super. Danny Spiegel's strong as hell, but she's just an entertaining athlete and strong as hell. And just she's super kind. I've met her a couple times, and she's really, really nice. Allison Scuds, I recognize.
Alex Kazan.
Yeah. Oh, Alex Kazan, that should be a good one too, because she had a great year last year. I'd love to see her back then. She's only 22, man. Emily Rolfe.
She's young.
Yeah, this is Olivia Kerstetter. This is gonna be the women's gonna be fun to watch. Rebecca Fuselier. Yeah, really good. Love this.
Ariel Lowen.
Yeah, Ariel Lowen too. She's 30. She's got a couple 30-year-olds in there, and Kelsey Keel too. She's had a long road to get to there.
Yeah,
nice to see her back in contention as well.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be fun to watch this.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch this.
Yeah. So, and ESPN's going to provide some coverage of it too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, ESPN Plus. So that's nice. Not the Ocho, ESPN Plus. So that'll be fun. So watch that this weekend. That the best place to watch is go to the YouTube and watch CrossFit and type in CrossFit Games, and it'll pop up.
It'll pop up. It's like live stream.
Yeah, definitely watch North America West. And then also on Monday, then when you're done watching all of the semifinals events, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Remember, Friday is just going to be probably a podcast type version where they'll have one screen on it.
Yeah.
But on Monday, then we're going to do Murph. You all right there?
Yeah, I just forgot to plug in my computer.
So Murph is a tradition within CrossFit ever since the workout was created back in, I think, 2007. And it may be the first hero workout that was created in honor of Lieutenant Michael Murphy, Navy SEAL, who was a CrossFitter and died during a combat mission in Afghanistan. And his story was turned into a movie called Lone Survivor, and which focused on the efforts of Michael Murphy, but also of the one man that survived.
Yeah.
And was able to tell the story. But Michael Murphy, traversed. He knew likely that he was going to die.
He knew he was making a sacrifice.
Yeah, he knew he was making a sacrifice to get radio communications, to get
support.
To get support, to get soldiers out. It was a hellacious event. If you've ever seen the movie Lone Survivor, it's brutal. It's really intense. Helicopter went down.
Yeah.
Which
is also another
rescue
workout.
Yeah.
Which is that 21 Heroes? Or?
Yeah, 21 Heroes, I think it is. But so anyway, so we do this workout just to commemorate not only Lieutenant Michael Murphy, but all soldiers who gave their lives in defense of our country, to protect the freedoms that we have. It's a really special thing for CrossFit, and anybody that's participated, it's emotional. And and this one is kind of the epitome of all of them.
Yeah.
Because most people can do this workout, even a scale version.
It's doable,
but it's a long one. It's one where you kind of mentally, you're alone with your thoughts for a lot of time.
Yeah.
And there's many times in it that you want to, and everyone will tell you, Murph, especially the first Murph, you want to quit. You want to like, okay, I'll
you get
come
like
back
20, 30 minutes in and it's like,
yeah, what am I doing? I'm not going to finish this. Like, I got 8 rounds done of the Cindy version, and it's hot, you're soaked in sweat, you're miserable, but then you finish it and it's an incredible feeling.
Yeah. That last run specifically,
doing hard things is an incredibly mentally healing thing. And this is kind of the epitome of those hard things. And it's every year CrossFit gyms around the world.
Yeah.
Not just in the United States.
Yeah.
So what we do it on Monday. We start at the first heat goes off at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
And we go until 11 a.m. and we'll usually have about 30 people per heat.
Yeah.
On the hour.
On average. Yeah.
And we'll overlap. We let what we do at Diablo is we'll let people. So if someone's going to take longer than an hour, we
keep 2 clocks running.
Yeah. Coach Chad, who runs this for us every year, does a great job because he kind of splits the gym, right?
Yeah.
So that the first class goes out, and if there's someone lagging, he kind of moves them over to one side of the gym, and then the other class starts on the other side of the gym. So you get this back and forth that works out really well in case people go longer. And we
even have it open up to the open gym too, like for like pull-up bars and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, by the way, if you're coming in, there's no open gym. Don't come in and lift and do some other workout on Memorial Day. You're not allowed.
Yeah.
Absolutely not allowed to come in and do other stuff. Don't come in, I'm just going to ride the bike and watch. No. You come in and you do Murph.
Be a part of it.
Be a part of it.
Yeah.
Get 2 or 3 of your friends and do it. I wanted to talk to you about this, about scaling. What about, because a team Murph is kind of cool too. So you get someone else and you do it with them and you split up the work, which give you a longer rest interval. You'll probably finish a little faster.
Won't be as sore afterwards.
And you won't be as sore afterwards.
It's a great way to kind of, get some people that are super hesitant, like, I don't know if I can do that.
Right.
We always have that in class, like when we're talking about it, like, hey, we've been doing all this Murph prep and in preparation to, handle the volume. So you got people that are like, I don't know, that's a lot of work. It's like, oh no, come on, we'll partner up. And everybody's super, inviting in that aspect where they want to share with you and be a part of it. So that way you feel a part of it. Versus feeling like I can't do it, so you just don't show up.
We're gonna send. We'll have different variations. I'll send an email off today to our members too to remind them that there's different variations of Murph that they can do.
Yeah, there's the unpartitioned where you go straight through.
Yeah, so let's talk about that,
which is rough.
So the most challenging version of Murph, and then I want to ask you too: is it the only RX version? Is you wear a weight vest, 20 pounds for the women.
15,
I'm sorry,
14 for the women, 20 for the
14
guys.
For the women, 20 for the guys. You have to wear a weight vest. And it's a 1 mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and you have to do them in order. That's and then finish with a 1 mile run.
I don't know if that is the only, because even when you look at main site, it says in quotation, like, partition as needed.
Okay, good. So that means So it isn't now the CrossFit Games itself.
CrossFit Games has done it that way too.
They've done it partitioned.
They haven't done it unpartitioned. That was the first time they did it. It was unpartitioned, and then the second time they did it, they broke it down into what was it? 25 rounds of 20. So they broke it down into 5 rounds. So you were still kind of having to break it up, but when you say partition as needed, that means you can get creative with it.
Yes.
It's just a matter of chipping away through the reps.
Okay. So let's start with the first one, unpartitioned, 100, 200, 300. I've done that before. It's, in my opinion, it's awful.
I think it's the hardest. I would agree. It's the hardest because it's not like you can go from, a push-up where you reach that point of failure. It's like, let me go do some squats and let my arms come back to me a little bit. Nope. You just got to grind through it.
Yeah.
Very similar to Angie, which we just did a couple weeks back.
Hey, that's right. which was brutal.
which is brutal. Yeah. It's the concept of like, you are stuck with this range of motion using these muscle groups until you finish the reps.
the pull-ups, you know, some people start in big sets, you know,
Yep.
they'll do a set of 10, set of 20, something like that, and then they slowly break down, and at the end, even the best athletes, you know, they'll
Mhm.
get down to 5s and 10s at the
Yeah.
end, maybe.
Or singles.
Yeah, or single. And a lot of athletes will get down to singles, but
Yeah.
you can get through the pull-ups fairly decently
Yeah.
in a fairly decent amount of time, and it's a huge confidence
Yeah.
build. Like, you get through it even doing singles.
Yeah.
Like, you can do 100 single pull-ups, boom, boom, boom.
Mhm.
You got a pull-up bar that's low enough, you just go.
I was
and you
going to
just
say
grind.
the bar low enough means that
Yeah.
you're not jumping with that vest.
By the way, I will tell you right now, let me just interrupt, is if you have not been doing volume, a decent volume of pull-ups
Push-ups.
or push-ups until now, don't make this your first workout where you do 100 pull-ups.
Yeah, the half Murph is a good move.
Yeah,
you
half
know?
Murph is a good move. So unpartitioned, you break it up, but it comes down to those 200 push-ups.
Yeah, the
And,
push-ups
I
is
think
a
what
big
people
limiter.
discount, or what they fail to consider, is that in the pull-up, there is some shoulder work.
There, you're working with your shoulders.
Yeah, you're working with your shoulders, and your pecs are moving both directions, especially if you're doing a kipping.
Well, when you think about it from a push-pull perspective, right? You got your pull-ups, or you're using that mid-back and your lats to pull, right?
Yeah.
That's your prime mover.
Yeah.
And when you go to do a push-up, you need that mid-back to help stabilize through the push-up,
Right.
right? So it's like, once you hit that point of fatigue, it's like everything kind of goes off the
Everything
window.
goes off, and it's really surprising because there's people that have really good push-ups, and then they
Mhm.
get into it, and they're like, "Oh no!" And you see them doing singles and push-ups is the worst.
It's the negative.
Oh,
Once you get to that point of failure, and it's like that negative, it's like, if you're not just dropping to the ground, it's like
Yeah.
that little bit of, and when I say dropping, I mean maintaining a plank to the ground, not just collapsing. But that's the one thing I think a lot of people get caught up on.
and the squats go, you know, it's 300 squats.
Squats are just tedious.
They're just
Shit.
tedious. They are, and there is a point though I reach with the squats where I'm just like, ooh,
Yeah.
I'll get down to sets of 5, you know, instead of sets of 10.
Yeah. If it's partitioned, what I like to do is you do like a set of pull-ups, get some squats, go to the push-ups, get some squats, and just kind of go back and forth. So it's like an upper, lower.
Yeah.
Just keep the blood pumping throughout the body.
So, all right. So if you're doing straight through, you know, good on you, but make sure that you've been preparing for it. If you
Yeah.
haven't been doing any prep work, don't do straight through, and then don't do it straight through with a vest.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, don't do that.
And if it is your first time, like, you've never done this before, and you, like you said, haven't done any volume, like, this is where you want to consider scaling.
Yeah.
You know, it's important to remember we are doing this in honor of a
all right,
hero.
so we went from we did straight through, really elite athletes only. Then next, let's talk about Cindy style
Mhm.
or partitioning.
The 5, 10, 15.
Because this is what I like to do. I'll do 5, 10, 15. So 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 squats. And you just do that 20 times.
Yeah.
And it's really doable, though. I'll still get down to doubles and singles on my push-ups at the end.
Mhm.
Because it just, the volume just
It just
starts
adds
that up, and I don't do a lot of push-ups on a regular basis. Pull-ups, no big deal. I think I do 20 rounds of 5 pull-ups, no problem.
Mhm.
Because you get a little bit of rest with the squats and the push-ups. So by the time I get back to pull-ups, I can do it. But man, the push-ups still go.
I think I like with the pull-ups, like the negative is less impactful. Like dropping down from the, like, especially when you're kipping.
right.
But
Yeah.
when you go to the push-ups, like, the negative is real. Like, it's you have to control yourself down,
That's
otherwise you
interesting.
are just
Yes,
collapsing.
they're more of an eccentric movement.
Yeah.
So that's still RX if you have a weight
Mhm.
vest. If you are unsure and you haven't done Murph before, don't wear a weight vest.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
Yeah.
Don't come into Murph with the first time ever wearing a weight vest.
Don't wear a weight
especially if you haven't been
vest.
training. There's a few people in this gym that have been wearing weight vests when they're
Mhm.
working out on our Murph
and
prep
within our
days.
prep, yeah.
And that's great. Those people should wear a weight vest. But if you haven't been wearing one, don't throw it on for the first time.
And
you
I
do
will
Murph.
say that most people that are wearing a weight vest out there that are doing the Murph prep have done Murph before.
Yeah,
So they've
that's right.
got a better understanding of what they're going into.
That's right. So you know, again, the progression is like RX plus would be straight
Just
through.
RX.
Straight through. Now, hang on a second.
Call it game style.
Yeah, game style. So it's straight through with a weight vest.
Mhm.
The next progression down is, I don't think the next progression down is, well, maybe it is. Maybe it's straight through without a weight vest. But I actually think doing a weight vest with Cindy style, where you're partitioning it.
Mhm.
And Jamie made a good point too on partitioning. You know, do pull-ups, squats, push-ups, pull-ups, squats. So it changes.
Just break it up.
Whatever you have though, don't do it
Keep track of it.
Yeah, keep track of it. Don't do it because what Jamie suggested at first, and this is something is where you just kind of go and you kind of keep track.
No, I wouldn't say go, but I would say like do like 5 pull-ups.
You think you can keep
10
track?
squats.
You can't keep
10
track.
push-ups.
You can't do it randomly. Don't do random shit.
Have a plan. Say I'm
I-
going to do X amount of rounds in this format and then stick to that format.
So
Don't deviate from it.
One year, Yvonne did it, and she thought it was 5, 10, 20.
Oh shit.
So she did 5, 10, 20. So she did, what is it, the 20 rounds. So she did 400 squats. I think actually she ended up doing more than that. I think she ended up doing almost 600 squats. I think she doubled it. It was like
5, 10, 30.
Yeah, 5, 10, 30.
Thinking it was
So she
gonna be
did
30.
like 600 squats. So like have it written down.
Yeah.
Have it written down and then have a board that you can check off. And wait, if you're doing it Cindy style, instead of just making a mark on the board
Yeah.
and trying to count your marks, have 20 marks on your board that you're erasing
Yeah.
because it'll help you keep better track. It's really easy. You get into this thing, you get 20 minutes in, 10 minutes. Hey, you get like 10 minutes in and you start
You start getting mentally complacent.
Yeah. I'm on 5. I'm going to be doing 6 next.
I did the same
Oh,
thing
wait a
when we
minute.
did
Was that
Chad.
6 or was that 5?
Yeah. I did the same thing with Chad. I went back. I was like, I probably did at least an extra 60, 70 step ups.
Yeah. Oh my
Over
God.
1,000
Chad,
step ups.
Chad, that was just, man, we're not doing that, Chad 1000.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, going back to the Murph with the partitioning, you know, like you said, write it down, have a plan, and just stick to it.
Yeah. So let's go down from there. So we went now the Cindy style 5, 10, 20. Or 5, 10. Oh, look at it. I just did it right there. 5, 10, 15. 5, 10, 15. 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 squats.
Yeah.
And you do that 20 times in a row. You just mark them off and then you go for your last run, which is just miserable. The next scaling down is scaling the movements. So you keep the volume, but you just scale the movements.
Mm-hmm. Band assisted.
Yes. Or do you, suppose you got some of the movements, do you recommend doing band assisted, or do you just say, look, just scale the whole thing down so that you can do everything RX?
I think it would come down to being dependent on how much volume you've been putting and leading into it. Because even if you're scaling the workout, like if you're scaling it with like a jumping pull-up, I mean, imagine what that's going to do to your arms if you haven't done the pull-ups, if you haven't built in the volume. So from a scaling perspective, my personal preference would be doing the workout as it's prescribed, partitioned as needed, wear a vest if you got it, because that's how it says on main site, wear a vest if you got it. Going from there, you get into the actual scaled where don't wear a vest, right?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a vest, and now you're adjusting that. Going into somebody that doesn't have the range of motion available, that needs to scale, whether it be the push-ups to an incline or a banded pull-up or a ring row. I think that if you are working on that volume leading into it, then yes, doing the workout as like the full volume. But again, if you're scaling the movements and you haven't been putting in the volume and putting in the work, then I would even consider scaling the reps on that at that point.
There is no question that you can get sore as fuck.
Yeah.
Doing a scaled version of Murph.
You could fuck yourself up doing a scaled version.
Yeah. Because with scaled version too,
when we talk about the full amount of volume.
Full volume. We're talking about full volume because with some scaled movements, you get more eccentric work.
More eccentric loading,
yeah. You get where you're working the negative, especially like on a banded pull-up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't,
or
because you want to guide the band, you don't,
or the ring rows. I mean, you think about the
ring rows,
100 ring rows.
Oh my God, yeah, dude. If you ring rows, because ring rows,
you're more likely to
you come down, you relax,
you
come down, and you do singles. You know, when I do single pull-ups, I'll get my chin over the bar and I let go.
Yeah.
Well, ring rows, you can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So you're working the eccentric. Oh yeah,
yeah. So when we talk about scaling, it really comes back down to like, how are you scaling the volume or how are you scaling the movement? If you've put in the volume leading up to it, then yeah, you can maintain that rep range. But if you haven't been scaling the volume or haven't been building the volume and you need to scale those movements, I would recommend scaling the rep range.
A half Murph is a better, and I'll argue this with anybody. A half Murph is a better workout than a full Murph because your technique is less likely to break down and you can keep your intensity higher.
Yeah.
So in terms of the reward that you're going to get from the workout, the physical reward, a half Murph is a better workout. Murph in and of itself is a test.
Yeah. Well,
It's a fitness
it's a tribute.
yeah. I mean,
The games turn it
well,
into
no,
a test.
but I'm
Yeah.
talking about in terms of
quantifying.
Yeah,
workouts.
quantifying the workouts.
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously it's a tribute workout.
Yeah.
And, you do it for that reason. But it would be a test of, hey, can I get this done under 50 minutes? Hey, can I get this done under 45 minutes?
Yeah,
Hey, can I get this done under 40 minutes? Like, but it's in terms of a workout providing value to your body physically, a half Murph is a better workout.
Yeah.
And less likely to see massive soreness.
Yeah.
Less likely to see breakdown in technique. So you got better range of motion, better movement.
That's why I always try to encourage, like just to remind people, like we're doing this in honor of a hero. Doesn't mean that we actually have to be the hero and just suffer through and break ourselves down to the point where, maybe it's causing some actual damage.
Yeah.
You have to keep that in mind. The risk versus reward, what's the point? And that's when I refer to like this being a test, like, yes, it's been tested in the games environment, but at the same time, like in the community setting, there's so many different ways we can vary it as long as you're keeping in mind why you're doing it, when you're doing it. You can keep track of your time and all, but at the same time, like, does that take away from why we're doing it?
So the scale, let's get into scaled versions.
Yeah.
Scaled versions would be, don't put a vest on for scale.
Yes.
Just keep the vest out of it.
If you're doing half a Murph, then you should be wearing a vest.
Right. So a half Murph is a great workout. I've done a half Murph, and you can do a half Murph with a full mile run on each end too. So you do half the volume and you do 10 rounds of Cindy.
Yep.
And
great
a mile run at both ends is great workout.
Great workout.
Another version is to do a partner Murph. So you are sharing the volume.
Yep.
So you may have a partner that's better at push-ups than you are, and they're going to take on bigger chunks. And again, I would do that. I would do a half Murph Cindy style as well. I wouldn't do a half Murph. I'm sorry, partner Murph. I wouldn't do a partner Murph
half.
Unpartitioned. You could.
Yeah.
But you're both going to break down.
We did that once in Alamo. We had it like you had to do it unpartitioned with a partner.
With a partner, right? So 100 pull-ups, you just go back and forth, one.
And we did the full miles together.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, that's right.
You do the full miles together.
By the way,
you can't start.
Yeah. By the way, if you do a partner version, do run the mile together.
Do the full run. Yeah.
Do the full run on the front end and the full run on the back end. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's in a kind of an emotional workout.
It brings it back.
And you could do it unpartitioned. You'll get through it. That's not bad, but you're going to break down. But you can do the 5, 10, 15 too. And so one partner does the 5 pull-ups, next partner does the 10 push-ups, next partner does 15.
Yeah, that's actually a great way to go.
And you just keep going.
Yeah.
So that way you're never kind of doing the back-to-back pull-ups to push-ups.
That's a good way. We've done a lot of partner workouts with that intention. So that way it's like a work rest every round.
Yeah. You just keep going. Just keep track, write it down, mark off the number of rounds as you go along and knock them off. Actually, that's one I would really like to do is that.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm doing a full Murph this year. So so there's that way. And then of course, ask your coach. So when you come in here, your coach, Chad, he's great because he has scaling options written on the board. He has like 5 different scaling options up on the board. And do make it as fun as possible.
Yeah.
And remember why you're doing it. And when you're in the middle of it, remember why you're doing it. But
you're heading out on that final run, remember.
Yeah. Do make it fun. Because it helps you get through it. There's nothing wrong with having fun doing a workout like this. You're going to be sore as hell. And afterwards, drink lots of water.
Yes.
And even go.
If anything, drink lots of water leading into it. Well, that's going to be a big part. Like if you're just trying to catch up afterwards, it's going to be a hard
jump on a bike after the C2 bike or the assault bike, and spend about
some blood back
3 or 4 minutes.
Extremities.
Yeah. And enjoy the experience and cheer other people on. It's a really awesome event. And anywhere around the world you go into CrossFit gym, they're likely to be doing Murph on Monday.
Yep.
And it's just it's an icon of a workout within the CrossFit world.
Mhm.
So hope
Isn't that the same workout that you found that got you into CrossFit?
that is my first workout. And it was through I think it was
You said it
Men's
was a magazine or
it
something.
was Men's Journal in 2007, 6 or 7. Or maybe 5. It was 2005.
Journal,
Oh no,
like
no,
a
hang on a
men's-
second.
Men's Health or Men's Fitness?
Yeah,
or
it was like
something?
Men's Health, Men's Fitness, one
Yeah.
of those. And it said that the ad and what the article was the hardest online workout that you'll ever do. I was like, what? And at the time I was doing kind of Navy SEAL type training with triathlons. It was more of an endurance athlete. And the workout that they talked about was Murph.
Yeah.
And they, gave a little background on CrossFit. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to go try that because I can do pull-ups. I can do 2 sets of 10, and my pull-ups then were strict.
Oh shit.
And I quickly, like, it was that dude. It was
Did
after,
you wear a vest?
It was after, no, thank
Okay.
God. But it was after like 30 pull-ups. I was doing singles. I did singles all the way, and I did it unpartitioned, 100, 200, because I didn't know better.
Yeah.
And same thing, got the push-ups. I was doing singles on the push-ups and the squats. And I ran a mile to the gym to get from my house to the gym, and then ran home.
Oh god.
And,
I'm sure the look at Bonnie Vaughn's face when you got home.
The worst part was the next day.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know anything about rhabdomyolysis, and it was probably really dangerous because the people that get rhabdo are not the people that are deconditioned.
It's those that are.
It's those that are conditioned that have the capacity to do
Yeah.
that work, but haven't trained at that level to do that kind of work. So in other words, their body can do it,
just not acclimated to that.
but just
kind of
not
intensity,
acclimated to
yeah.
that volume. Because we've had a couple cases of rhabdo in our history here at Diablo, and was always people that were capable of doing the work. And they came in like, I'll do that. And then they, but they've never.
Athletes that just haven't competed in 4 or 5 years.
Oh my God, dude. I could not, but my arms were.
Especially if you're doing it strict.
My arms were in so much pain. It was biceps all the way through my tendons.
Oh man, it's the worst feeling. When you feel like you got to hold onto your shirt so your arms don't extend.
I literally, I could have seriously injured myself. That was 2005. Brutal. Anyway, so anything else to talk about? We weren't going to do this podcast. We decided to do it because we want to talk a little bit about Murph. We want to talk about semifinals.
Yeah.
Good luck to all the athletes that are competing this weekend.
We'll be watching.
By the way, let me do this. We didn't talk about this. I want to Jackson, by the way, at Diablo just missed it by one place.
One spot.
Yeah, one spot. He was 43rd, and they took the top 40, but 2 athletes ahead of him went team.
Yeah.
And so that moved him. So all he needed was one person.
Yeah.
To have an injury, or what? There's 2 masters that are competing in the men's side. 2 masters competing. Both of them have huge egos, and they want to make it as masters, and they want to make it as Sam Dancer. Oh, I want to be the oldest games athlete.
Yeah.
So Jackson, it's Sam Dancer's fault. I'll send him a direct message. If Sam Dancer had just
he won it last year.
Yeah.
As an age group, so
Yeah,
why not step it up?
I know he's a badass.
Yeah,
and
he is.
He's such a
dude.
such a kind person too.
Yeah.
But Jackson ended up unfortunately one person out, and it's a bummer.
And let's just keep
Because the
in
workouts
mind,
would have been great.
let's keep in mind too, he moved up because
Yeah.
he was in the 50s. But
Yeah, that's
after
right.
all the video submission
all right, that's-
reviews, he
all right.
moved up.
All right, so Jackson, Jamie hates you.
Why do I hate him?
It doesn't
Just because I'm bringing that up?
doesn't think you're competent enough to make it.
Oh no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is
I
we
had
have
faith the whole
No,
time.
what I'm saying is this is just an example of how strong our standards are here. That
Oh.
our athletes move up the leaderboard after video submissions.
Yes. Wow. Okay, good. Thank you. All right, that was good. So, and then on our age group side, we've been putting off talking about age groups just because nothing's final
It's
yet.
unofficial, yeah.
It's unofficial yet, but we have a couple of age groupers at Diablo that look like they'll be moving on to the CrossFit Games. And one of them is my wife, Yvonne Howard, which is a really impressive accomplishment. Not because it's like her 6th or 7th games. She's gonna get mad at me for not knowing, but
7th, I think.
Yeah, this is her 7th, but that she qualified for the 3rd year in her age group. So typically
After a few things that came up.
well, right. So in the past, she's qualified, in the first 2 years of a new age group, and then the 3rd year, usually there's new people come in, and the younger people come in your age group, and then you get kind of pushed out, and then she goes back. So every year, like she would the first 2 years she qualified, 40s and then the 50s. I think 45, 49 was the first year she made it. Yeah. And then the 50 to 54, and then 55 to 59, and then 60 to 64. She's 3 years into it. She's in her third year. She qualified, which is really impressive. And then Nate Wantata, I don't know if I pronounced his last name right. He's a CrossFit Oakland athlete, and he came over to train with our RX Plus group, and then gets his programming through Jackson Miller, PRs all day. It's a plug. And he went from what he thought was, really kind of a middle of the pack age group athlete. And he's an amazing athlete.
In the top,
to crushing
13, I think.
Yeah, crushing the quarterfinals and then semifinals, made it into qualify for the.
Yeah, they take top 30, right?
Yeah, in his age group, no, they're taking the top.
Because Yvonne's age group
that's right.
Starts. So he's in the top 30. So he's
top 30.
He's in the middle of that, or just above the middle of the pack.
13th, above the middle of the pack. Had an outstanding performance in semifinals. And he does give credit to Jackson, his coach, and the programming that you guys do for him, and being in and around those competitive athletes. Just being
that environment does
that environment is huge. And if you're an aspiring masters athlete, if your gym doesn't offer like a competitive class where you'll do like two workouts maybe, and then a skill or a strength test as well, 1 day a week, where you're competing against each other, that's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the gym for not doing that. That's usually have to have multiple competitors. We've been around a long time, so we got a lot of competitors that like to push each other. But it's what you do is you just find a gym that's not far from you, and you go there on the days that they do that.
Sarah Howard.
Yeah, Sarah Howard.
Yeah, from
CrossFit
Built.
Trial Built.
Yeah,
over in Livermore.
So she came out for. She's come out a couple times.
Yeah, she's come out a couple times, but she came out with our masters group, and it's awesome. It gives you perspective competing against those athletes, and it doesn't mean they're going to go join another gym.
But what it also does too, when you think about going to these competitions, and just any competition, like you're outside of your comfort zone. So when you are always training in your gym, it's like you get stuck. That's my bar. That's my spot that I do this, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like going to another location is actually going to take you outside your comfort zone, which will help prepare you for an event like the games.
That's right. 100%. And so Nate, has kind of been adopted by our competition team as, part of the crew, and it's awesome to see him qualify as well.
Yeah.
So
congrats to them.
Yep. And we'll get official, I think, final results here that finalized probably this week.
Nice. That'll be
all right, guys.
A stress reliever.
Watch the semifinals this weekend. Do Murph on Monday. Sign up for Murph here. It's already available. You can sign up online already. So let's do that. Cheers.
Until next time.